What's going on, everyone? So, is Lincoln Riley and USC ducking Brian Kelly and LSU? Well, let's talk about it. So, welcome back to another episode of Between the Numbers podcast and show. I'm your host, and an article came out today by Sports, and it says that pretty much for the last 2 years since Lincoln Riley has been the head coach at USC, USC has been trying to change or cancel its season opener with LSU. Now, if some of you have been living on the rock, which I don't think most of you have, um, USC has moved from the Pac 12 to the Big Ten. And its season opener is going to be, if not the biggest, but one of the biggest season openers in college football in 2024 for the 2024 season. This season opener versus LSU carries major college football implications in terms of the playoffs. And it almost seems like Lincoln Riley does not want to exist, and he damn sure doesn't want to play the game. And so there's been attempts to exit the game. Um, so there's been a few avenues that USC and Brian Kelly has not sorry USC and Lincoln Riley has taken to not play Brian Kelly and LSU. And one of those ways was they got the networks involved, right? So the Pac 10, the Big Ten, sorry, the Big Ten belongs to what is media rights belongs to Fox Sports. And so with USC playing LSU, that game is going to be broadcast on ESPN and ABC, which is a rival of Fox Sports, right? So Fox Sports tried to get involved and try to get the game canceled because it would like to, you know, have that opportunity, right? Have that opportunity to get that revenue from such a big time game being played on their channel, on their network. Um, and also because Fox has the media rights to, broadcast the TV games for the Big Ten um, on Fox Sports. And so the network tried to get involved. And, you know, that's not happening. They still, you know, Fox didn't win the rights to broadcast that game, and they wasn't able to get the game canceled. Now, Trace Armstrong, who is a agent for both Lincoln Riley and Brian Kelly, he also attempted to mediate the situation and get the game canceled. But despite his best efforts, the game is gonna remain as scheduled. And uh, this is not shocking to me because before Brian Kelly even came to LSU, LSU has not backed down from playing big time teams in their season openers, right? They played UCLA, they played Florida State, they played Oregon, Wisconsin, TCU, um, and I may be forgetting a couple big time matchups, but LSU does not shy away from opening its season versus a big time opponent, right? And so this is just Brian Kelly remaining on the status quo of LSU not backing down from, you know, a difficult matchup and our fight. And, you know, this is season 3 for Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly also has some pressure on him. LSU desperately needs to win the season opener, and LSU is expected to be able to make ball playoffs. And what a better way to shut up the doubters than to beat USC in a quote unquote neutral site game, which is not a neutral site game because USC is going to be playing LSU in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is not very far from LA, and so um, you know it's not really a neutral. It's not really a neutral site game. It's more like a home game for USC. But Brian Kelly is not going to back down from this matchup. Now, this game also has, I'm going to say, some historical context, right? So LSU and USC have not played each other very often, right? And also, if you go back to when Lincoln Riley left Oklahoma, there was some rumors that Lincoln Riley would possibly leave Oklahoma for LSU, and he publicly denied. And then later, a few days later, he accepted the head coaching position at USC. Now, there was some folks in the media that was saying the reason why Lincoln Riley left Oklahoma is because he did not want any parts of not playing, but coaching in the SEC, because Oklahoma was moving from the Big 12 to the SEC. And Lincoln Riley has not had a good history of playing SEC teams, especially in the college football playoffs. He's got that backside tap by LSU, Alabama, and Georgia. And so people were saying that he pretty much was afraid of the ferocious competition in the SEC that he was going to have to face every year with Oklahoma. And so he was like, nope, I'm going to go ahead and go to USC. Now, that sucks because he still has to he still has to face a SEC team in a season opener, right? And again, if they don't win that game, that could have major implications on whether or not they get into the college football playoffs. And he is now moving to another very hard conference, right? Some people will say that it's the Big 12, no, sorry, the Big 10 and the SEC that's neck and neck, right? Some people will say SEC is top tier, and then um, the Big 10, right? Or whatever, but both of the conferences are really hard. Both of the conference has really um, tough opponents, right? You know, SEC got Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss, Texas, right? And then the Big Ten has uh, Ohio State, Michigan State, Penn State, you know, right? And so very, very tough teams to play, right? Doesn't matter what conference you're in. Those teams that I named are tough teams, right? And so Lincoln Riley pretty much is still getting the bad end of the deal because yes, he's not playing the SEC in the SEC conference, but he has to play a SEC opponent, an opponent like LSU that's not a cupcake. And if he loses, right, he's gonna be he's gonna be limping into Big Ten play, uh, you know, 0-1, and oh, by the way, he has to play the Michigans and Ohio States, right? So, um, all in all, it's not a very good deal for Lincoln Riley at all. But you know, they pay him millions and millions of dollars to be the coach at USC. He took a huge pay increase to leave Oklahoma to go to USC. And so, it's time for him to show just how special he is, right? But it just kind of goes back to what people were saying, that it's like, Lincoln Riley is afraid to play the big dogs, right? He's afraid to play the big dogs on the block. And when they have played the big dogs on the block, in the college football playoffs, Oklahoma has had a very pathetic and weak showing, right? And so this kind of feeds into that narrative of him being kind of afraid to play the big teams, because this article is coming out and saying that Lincoln Riley and USC wants no part of playing LSU. Again, the game is going to be played at September 1st, and it's going to be USC's first since their move from the Pac-12 to the Big 10, right? So that's going to be their first game. It's going to be a really big game, right? And it's just, I can't stress enough how important this game is to both teams, right? Again, Brian Kelly and LSU are desperate for a season opener win. LSU is hoping to make the college football playoffs, and Lincoln Riley is damn sure hoping to make the college football playoffs after having a pretty piss poor showing in what used to be the Pac-12. one of the most easiest conferences in all of college football, which no longer exists. And now he's going into the Big Ten, where he's going to have to face even harder competition and try to make a college football playoff. Or if not, you're going to have to start thinking that people are going to start to think that, well, you know what? Maybe Lincoln Riley is overrated, and he's not the genius head coach that we thought he was, and maybe he's just a little overhyped. And so this matchup carries a lot of importance for both coaches and football programs. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Let me know if Lincoln Riley is afraid to play an SEC opponent. Let me know if maybe it's just a money thing, and the reason why they don't want to play LSU is because Fox Sports does not like the idea of losing such a big matchup off of their network and watching their rival in ESPN/ABC, get that matchup for the week 1 matchup of the college football playoffs. Let me know in the comments below. As always, I appreciate everyone who support the channel so far. Please continue to support the channel. We are um, around 500 subscribers away from hitting 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate everyone who's subscribed so far and who has followed the channel and has engaged in the comment section, right? Leaving a comment, leaving a like and stuff like that, right? So I appreciate all of y'all. Without y'all support, I would not be where I'm at now with the success I've been having on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification button so you can stay up to date on all the latest drops. All right. Until next time, I'm out. Y'all stay safe.